Good day, viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Strange Stories. I'm John Brown. Our lead story for today. Why DJ Sumbody was killed. He sold drugs worth millions that disappeared from police custody. In the shadowy world of South Africa's underground dealings, a massive drug shipment worth millions vanished from police custody in KwaZulu-Natal several years ago, setting off a chain of events that would lead to the tragic end of a beloved music figure. This lost consignment, meant to stay hidden, somehow reappeared on the streets of Johannesburg, where it was sold at bargain prices, drawing the fury of its original owners, a powerful group known only as the Big Five. At the center of this storm stood Oupa John Sefoka, better known to his fans as DJ Sumbody, a talented disc jockey and entrepreneur whose life was cut short because he allegedly played a part in moving those very drugs. What began as a simple business favor spiraled into a deadly feud, pulling in club owners, musicians, and even high-level figures in a web of betrayal and retribution that exposed deep corruption in the nation's underbelly. DJ Sumbody, born on the 9th of June 1980 in Pretoria, rose from humble beginnings to become a key player in the Amapiano music scene, a genre that pulses with energy and has taken South Africa by storm. Growing up in the vibrant streets of what locals call Pitori, he started his career promoting events in Pretoria, building a name for himself through hard work and charisma. His hit songs, like Amapiano featuring DJ Tira, Tebe and Emza, and Monetim Polaye with Casper Nyovest and Tebe, captured the hearts of listeners across the country. Beyond music, he ventured into business, owning the popular Amapiano lifestyle clubs in Menlyn, Pretoria, and later in Cape Town. These spots became hotspots for nightlife, drawing crowds eager for good times and great beats. Yet, beneath this success lay connections that would prove fatal, tying him to a world far removed from the stage lights and dance floors. The fateful night unfolded on the 20th of November 2022, in the upscale area of Woodmead, Johannesburg. DJ Sumbody had just finished performing at News Cafe, a venue where he often showcased his skills. As he drove along the corner of Woodmead and Woodland Drives in Sandton, unknown attackers ambushed his vehicle. Armed with an AK-47 rifle, they fired 48 gunshots relentlessly, executing him and his two bodyguards, Sibusiso Mokoena and Sandile Mieza, in a precise and ruthless manner. The scene was one of chaos, with bullets piercing the cars and leaving no chance for escape. This was no random act, it bore the marks of a planned hit, linked to grudges that had been simmering for years. Police later recovered the weapon, which ballistics tests connected to at least 10 other high-profile cases, hinting at a single group pulling strings behind multiple tragedies. The roots of this tragedy trace back to that missing drug consignment in KwaZulu-Natal. According to details from police insiders and those close to the entertainment world, the shipment disappeared under mysterious circumstances while in official custody, only to resurface in Johannesburg's club scene. Sold at reduced prices, it caught the eye of the Big Five, a syndicate determined to reclaim what they saw as theirs. DJ Sumbody entered this dangerous picture when people holding the drugs approached him for assistance. At the time, he was expanding his empire, opening the Cape Town branch of Amapiano, and his role seemed innocent at first. He was asked to arrange a meeting with a businessman in Cape Town. Sources familiar with the events indicate that he facilitated this encounter, but it quickly turned sour. The Cape Town contact, aware of the drug's origins, warned the group about the Big Five search and later informed the syndicate himself to avoid suspicion. This tip-off placed DJ Sumbody in the crosshairs. The Big Five, fearing he knew too much about their operations, added his name to a list of targets. Insiders describe how one member of the group argued against harming him, pointing out that DJ Sumbody focused solely on lifestyle and entertainment, lacking any real stomach for criminal activities. Despite this plea, the majority decided his knowledge posed too great a risk, sealing his fate. Warnings reached him in the months leading up to the attack, urging him to leave Johannesburg for safety. On the day of the incident, he had reportedly packed his bags, planning a move to Cape Town. Breaking from his habit, he did not promote his final gig at News Cafe on social media, perhaps sensing the danger closing in. This feud extended beyond DJ Sumbody, claiming other lives in the showbiz circle. Sandile, DJ Sit Lights, Mkhwanazi, a rapper known for his contributions to the scene, fell victim to the same underlying conflicts. He was shot 10 times shortly after midnight in Soweto. Tulani Heavy Pablo Msimango, another artist with ties to the nightlife, met a similar end. A CCTV footage in our possession shows assassins from a white car fatally shooting Heavy Pablo 8 times in a parking lot. Hector Chinimbi Buthelezi, who performed as DJ Vintos, also became a casualty in this spreading web. DJ Vintos, who was Heavy Pablo's best friend, was shot 21 times in Mkhwanazi in Soweto. Of the 21 shots, 7 of them were fired on the back of his head. Each case pointed to disputes over the resurfaced drugs, with the Big Five enforcing their control through fear. The connections grew even more intricate with DJ Sumbody's search for funding to open the Menlyn branch of IAPIP. He initially approached a prominent taxi boss who has since passed away, but secured support from taxi billionaire Joe Sibanyoni, nicknamed Joe Ferrari. Not long after the taxi boss's death, Sibanyoni hosted a gathering at a venue called Mercedes, where one of DJ Sumbody's close associates, Siunki DJ Vetis Mugubung, captured photos and shared them online with a caption highlighting friendships. DJ Vetis, real name Siunki Mugubung, is a Tshwane-based artist famous for hits like Ngwana Daddy and his collaborations with DJ Sumbody. He owns the Hawaii Lifestyle pub in Tshwane, a place buzzing with energy much like IAPIP. His social media posts from that party included images with rapper Casper Nyovest, nearly drawing unwanted attention to the popular musician. The dangers escalated when DJ Vetis survived an attack in January 2024, struck by 2 out of 4 bullets aimed at him. He spent 3 weeks in a Tshwane hospital recovering and later shared that he felt DJ Sumbody's presence during the ordeal, as if his friend had intervened spiritually. Dressed in a black t-shirt and blue sports hat, the vision of DJ Sumbody reportedly said words meaning not to harm his boy, providing comfort in a moment of peril. DJ Vetis expressed forgiveness toward his attackers, believing they targeted friends of DJ Sumbody. Deeper probes revealed more about DJ Sumbody's funding deals. Sources close to the investigation suggest he received money from the late taxi boss to launch the Pretoria IAPIP in exchange for allowing drug sales at the venue. He initially agreed but backed out, promising instead to handle it at the Cape Town club. After opening that branch, he broke this promise too, which reportedly triggered the final decision to eliminate him. This breach of trust amplified the Big Five's anger, viewing it as a direct challenge to their authority. The investigation gained momentum with arrests on a recent Monday, when 4 suspects aged between 45 and 60 appeared in the Alexandra Magistrates Court. Among them was businessman Katiso KT Molefe, accused of masterminding the hit. Others included Michael Puletau, Tleko Floyd Mabusela, and Musagegana. Molefe's past added layers to the story. He is not new to drugs. He served for years in a United Kingdom prison in 2003 for drug trafficking. During the raid at Molefe's Sandton home, police encountered prominent Johannesburg politician Kenny Kunene, a city council member and deputy president of the Patriotic Alliance. Kunene claimed he was there to help a young journalist from his media company, Africa News Global, secure an interview with Molefe. However, questions arose about this journalist's existence, as the party spokesperson described him as a 23-year-old fresh from university, yet no story emerged from the visit, and the company's website showed sparse activity, with most articles credited to an anonymous ANG reporter and lacking contact details beyond emails. Kunene faced swift consequences, resigning from his roles as a proportional representation councillor and member of the mayoral committee for transport in the city of Johannesburg. In his letter, he stepped aside to allow his party to investigate unfounded allegations, agreeing to cooperate fully. The Patriotic Alliance suspended him, appointing a legal team to probe the matter, emphasizing the need to clear his name before any return to public duties. Party leader Gayton McKenzie, also the sports minister, urged members to stay strong amid the scrutiny. These arrests tied into a larger network uncovered by police. The same AK-47 used in DJ Sumbody's killing matched the weapon in the April 2024 murder of engineer Armand Swart, who had flagged a government tender inflated by over 4,500%. Swart's company exposed suspicious dealings, leading to his execution-style death.
He was an engineer working at a Vereeniging firm, and he was shot 23 times on April 17. A car had pulled alongside his while he was waiting for a gate to open at his company, and they peppered the side of his car with bullets, and he died in his seat. 2 weeks before Swart was killed in a case of mistaken identity, the company filed a whistleblowing report with the Department of Public Enterprises reporting mammoth price inflation on a Transnet contract. It turns out that this company is an original manufacturer of locomotive parts, and they picked up price discrepancies in products that they'd sold onto a middleman who was contracted with Transnet. For a nondescript spring, no bigger than the size of someone's finger, which they sell for R3.20, the same product was sold for 152 Rand each to Transnet. The net effect of this is that what should have been a 25,000 Rand contract morphed into a 1.2 million Rand contract, and 2 weeks after reporting this discrepancy, Swartz was gunned down. In this case, the police were quick to act, and on the same day that Swartz was killed, they arrested 3 men, amongst them a 30-year veteran police officer attached to the Johannesburg Central Detective Branch.
Police spokesperson Atsenda Mate confirmed links between these cases and others, including the 2023 attempted hit on former reality TV star Teboko Tsobechane. 2 men already in custody for that attempt were implicated in DJ Sumbody's case. At the heart of this web sat Vusimuzi Kat Matlala, a tenderpreneur who amassed wealth through government contracts and headed a private security firm. Arrested in May for the Tsobechane incident, Matlala had secured a 360 million Rand deal with National Police, later cancelled, despite ties to a 2.3 billion Rand embezzlement scandal at Tembisa Hospital. That scandal led to the 2021 killing of whistleblower Babita Deokaran, shot 9 times outside her home, with no arrests to date. Such impunity highlights South Africa's struggles, where only 11% of murders are solved, according to 2024 statistics. KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Commissioner Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi brought explosive claims to light in a press briefing 3 weeks ago, accusing colleagues and Police Minister Senzo Mchunu of suppressing investigations into figures like Matlala. He alleged involvement of politicians in Parliament, members of the South African Police Service, Metro Police, correctional services, prosecutors, and the judiciary, all controlled by a Gauteng-based drug cartel that includes business people.
And I can confirm before the South Africans today that the investigation which these members were involved with in Gauteng has unmasked the syndicate. And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in Parliament. The law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, the Metro Police, and correctional services. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng.
Mkhwanazi hoped for changes with dedicated prosecutors to advance cases like DJ Sumbody's. President Cyril Ramaphosa responded by suspending Mchunu and launching a judicial inquiry, though tangible actions remain pending. This syndicate thrives on procurement corruption, deeply embedded in government for decades, as noted by security researcher David Bruce from the Institute for Security Studies. Assassinations of whistleblowers intertwine with these issues, fueled by a surge in contract killings, up 108% over the past decade, per a 2024 Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime report. In South Africa, with over 75 murders daily, hiring a killer can cost as little as 2,500 Rand, making silence through elimination easier than facing probes, according to Chad Thomas of IRS Forensic. Meanwhile, the Sefoka family, grieving anew with these developments, requested privacy while expressing thanks to the South African Police Service and the Political Killings Task Team for their efforts. They noted the arrests as a step toward justice, reliving the pain but remaining hopeful for a thorough process. Supporters of DJ Sumbody and his Be a Sumbody Foundation have provided strength through their solidarity. Now that we have explained to you what led to DJ Sumbody's death, do you still doubt that General Mkhwanazi knew what he was talking about when he said, very high-profile DJs were murdered in Gauteng by members of a very powerful drug cartel that has captured the police and the judiciary? Do you still believe that Kenny Gunene's visit to Katiso Molefe was clean and had nothing to do with the underworld? Gunene himself is not new to the underworld business. While working as a high school English teacher, he opened a shebeen selling alcohol after work and began engaging in criminal activities including robberies and fraud. In 1997, Kunene was convicted of running a Ponzi scheme for which he served 6 years in prison.
Africa News Global has always focused on exclusive stories. So they wanted to do an exclusive story, and Mr. Molefe was a person where there was an opportunity to do a story with him. Remember that he has not spoken publicly since his arrest and whilst he was on bail. And so I facilitated with somebody that I know that knows Mr. Molefe. And Mr. Molefe agreed to do the interview, and the meeting was facilitated.
Thank you for watching this news video. We'd love to hear what you think about this story, so please leave your comments below. We read them all and appreciate your insights. Join us again in our next strange story. Until then, goodbye.